Hey y'all, welcome back to the Hot Rod Dad channel. Glad you came. Hope you stay. Like, subscribe, comment, share, etc., etc. I've had a little bit of bad luck here this week with Oscar. The starter went out on me, so well, that's not too bad, I don't guess, for being on the road for 5 years. That's really the only problem it's given me, so I'm not going to complain too much, but I'm going to get started pulling the starter out of that so I can get back to cruising this summer. But this week, I'm going to take you back to the Redneck Rumble. This will be the spring edition. This will be my second video of just general hot rod coverage from the show. I'll probably do one more video from that covering the trucks of the Redneck Rumble. I usually do one on the trucks because there's just so many that shows up at this show, and I love trucks, so I'll probably do that next week. So I'm going to dig into pulling the starter out of Oscar here, and y'all pull up a chair and pop you some popcorn and check out some more cool stuff from the Redneck Rumble. Well, right there is Casa de Hot Rod Dad for the weekend. I'm going to take you right around the corner and show you one of my favorite things here this weekend. Early Saturday morning, as of filming this, right around the corner from this little shelter where I stayed last night, is this 30 or 31 Model A coupe. And it is just a perfect old style hot rod. It's on a 32 frame. I like those chrome wheels. Those look to be like maybe like a 40 Ford style wheel, probably from Wheel Ventiques, but I like the chrome on it. It's just hot rod black, kind of distressed paint on it. Got just enough bright work with that grill and the headlights and the wheels. Makes it look really nice. One modern concession on it right there is the disc brakes on the front, and I can understand that. A little bit of an unusual front end treatment right there with the front cross member sitting forward of the grill. And they've just used some leather straps right here to hold the hood down. I like the stone guard right there in front of the radiator. That was an accessory that you could get for Model A's, because 1932 was the first year that they actually had grill bars in the grill. Before that, your radiator was just exposed to all the road hazards. Like the way they've done the tail lights right there. Just bolted them to the side of the body. Just clean and simple. Got Excelsior tires on it, so I imagine that makes for a really nice riding hot rod. This is one of the coolest and most well executed rat rods I've seen in a long time. You know, a lot of the rat rods can get kind of overly gratuitous with the knickknacks and the doodads and stuff that they weld onto them, but this one looks like every detail on it has been pretty well thought out. Like the connecting rods right there holding the rear view mirrors. He's got some brass knucks up here, and a totally fabricated scoop right there. And I think it's got functional butterflies in there. Really neat little ride, and a lot to look at on this one. I love the top that slides back on it. Another neat little element right there is the wrenches back there on the back for the rear bumper, I guess you could call it. Tons of louvers back here on the back deck lid. And I spoke with the owner a little bit, and he said he drove it all the way here from Chattanooga and pulled this little teardrop trailer behind it. Here is a very traditional tea bucket. And back in the days, they used to call these fad teas because at the time they thought they were a fad. Brought to fame by Norm Grabowski, this style. With a little short abbreviated bed back here in the back. And the big and little tires, and the just really exaggerated stance of these, and suicide front perch. Those are the trademarks of most tea buckets. I really like the simplicity of this one though. Y'all, this is one of the coolest things that I've seen here this weekend. This is kind of a replica, if you will, of an old race car, a Jalopy. The body is all hand fabricated. Looks like they had a little bit of tough luck right here. And they're working on it, trying to get it running. I think they're being considered for an award right here of some sort. Man, this thing is fun. So I found the owner of this car, and he's going to tell us a little bit about it.
It's a 1949 Packard frame. It's got 1930 some model Cadillac shocks, Chevy front end, just drop axle. It's got a 2.3 motor from a Ford Pinto. It's got steering out of an old jet boat, and this is the exhaust system out of a 1950s jet boat. My exhaust runs through the inside of it just for looks. This is a working oil cooler on the sides, just kind of like a steampunk car. That's what we call it.
So you've had a little bit of bad luck here. What's going on with it?
It's the intake was leaking in the road the other day, and I'd already ordered a new one with a Holley 650.
Okay.
And we're putting that on today.
And you're gonna get it running?
Yeah, we had it running last night, so it runs.
So hopefully we'll see you running around here in a little bit.
Exactly. We're ready for the car show. We're gonna take the trophy.
And you got your little co-pilot right here.
My road buddy. He's 22 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
That's some longevity.
I know you. You're hot rod dad.
Hot rod dad. That's right.
I got my buddy here. He's helping me work on it the last 2 days.
I love I love the shifter right here.
Yeah, the shifter's the coolest part, probably. I like the shocks the best, but this is real cool. And that's my emergency brake.
Yeah, that's funky.
And then we had the dash out because we were going to put a steel dash in it, but our friend was just too busy to get it done, so we'll put that one back in for the car.
One of my favorite things, though, is this copper tubing right there.
I don't know how he did the hoods. Like, it's all copper too. Like the dash and the hood.
So
I guess he put even like these stuff. Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah, it is really
We've been
funky.
tweaking it out. I just put all new steering in it. My friend Jeremy Loveall did that. It's a what is that? A Mopar steering box, and then we did all new steering rods. And
so what is the front end right here?
The front end's an old tractor. I think it's been cut down or something, and I think that grill come out of a 41 Chevy. parts of it maybe.
Okay. Well, I wish you guys good luck. Hope to see you running around here
Good to see you, man.
after a while.
Redneck Rumble, baby.
This old school jalopy has absolutely been one of my favorite things that I've seen here this weekend. This is a 26 or 27 Roadster pickup body on a Model A chassis. It's got a Model A bed back here on it, and it's got a later model flathead, as witnessed by the hoses on the front. The earlier ones had the hoses right there in the center. It's got a 28-29 grill shell on it, and I've seen this done on a lot of cars. They've taken the original Model A brake rod right there and made a spreader bar out of it. That's pretty cool. I finally found this thing. They've been cruising around the fairgrounds all day yesterday in it, so they finally landed back here, and I finally got over here to get a closer look at it. This thing would be a ton of fun. This is an absolutely beautiful 1932 Ford Roadster. Absolutely love the orange, and my favorite thing about it is that two-tone orange and black steering wheel. It's got engine turned dash insert right there in it, and it's not overly done. It's just a really nicely executed hot rod. Basic black steely wheels right there, 46 to 48 Ford hubcaps on it. Just enough chrome on it to look good, but again, not overly done. It's got the nice chrome hairpins on it and the shocks and stuff like that. Like I said, just enough chrome on it just to look nice. It's got the hot rod style louvers on the hood and a chopped Roadster top. This is a really cool custom right here. I believe this is a 53 Chevy. Nice pinstriping on it. But what he's got lurking under the hood right there is an LS. And look at those velocity stacks. It is super low. He came in here yesterday and it is airbagged. Pretty sparse on the interior, but I think it's still in the works. Not only is there tons of trucks here today, there's tons of truck parts. A whole truckload of Chevy parts over here. And you can buy you some Objecto d'Arto for the yard and your landscaping. I like this buzzard. I spotted this little 1934 Plymouth sitting back here all by itself, and I just felt the need to come over here and take a peek at it. And look what I found. A 331 Hemi under the hood right there. My favorite feature about these cars is the side windows right here. So it rolls all the way down in the door, just like a regular window. But that door frame also has vent windows in there, like you can see right there. Isn't that a cool little feature? Suicide doors on this one also for that year, and it has absolutely perfect barn fresh patina on it. I wouldn't change a thing about the paint on this car. So I was speaking with the owner right here, and I spotted this really cool little detail right here. This is his trunk carrier right there, and you fabricated that all yourself?
Yes, sir.
Oh, that is awesome. So it just folds down right here, and you said you had a what kind of trunk to go on it?
It's a Packard, or original
Packard,
Packard
an
Motor
original.
Car Company trunk.
So those of you that don't know, that was a kind of a period accessory you could put on the back of your car right there. If you wanted to have a little more storage area, you could put a trunk back here on the back, and they had the carriers that could bolt onto your car right there. So that's really neat. Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Love the car.
Thank you.
So I'm going to show you one seriously stealthy little coupe right here, and I just love it. It's got a monster 429 cubic inch engine stuffed between the rails right there. But check this out. It's got disc brakes on it, but they're hidden behind the old early Buick finned drums. 40 Ford style wheels on it with just a little small hubcap. Has radial tires on it. Check this out. So it has got a fully independent rear suspension out of a Corvette in it, and again, very stealthy. Things you wouldn't suspect on an otherwise traditional looking hot rod. And that's what I really dig, is that they've incorporated all this modern, if you will, technology inside a traditional wrapper. Very cool. Really like this little rat rod sedan. This is a Plymouth body, if I'm not mistaken. Funky glitter steering wheel. And that body is, looked like it was pretty roached when they started out with it. Lots of weld marks on it and stuff. But I would rather see something like this made out of one than it go to the crusher, or it be consumed by Mother Nature. At least they're out enjoying this thing. A couple of very traditional lead sleds right here. Both of them Mercury's, and what a flame job on this one. And this one over here is a 4-door, but it's got all the similar custom treatment on it as well. Right there is Miss Candy Hurst right up there, taking photographs of the event and their new rig. What do you think about that, y'all? You see the wildest stuff here at the Rumble. They've been cruising this thing all weekend. So they've got some steps right back here in the back. So I'm gonna go say hi to Miss Candy right here.
I'm really disappointed in the amount of beans we did not get last night.
What a great view. What a great way to see the show. So I'm going to go in the building right here. They've got some really wild stuff, but one thing in particular that I was really looking forward to seeing is this car right here. And this was an original Ed Roth body that they used to recreate this car. And Ed Roth built the original mold for these bodies, and he made just a handful of them to sell. Now there's some information about the body and the original car itself right there that Ed Roth himself built. And like I said, this one is an original body that was pulled from those original molds and used to build this car. And I imagine this is just about as close to stepping back in time as you can get. Can you imagine what a wild creation this would have been back in the 60s? So originally Ed Roth built the molds for this car and built the original car in the late 1950s. So there's some other wild rides in here inside the building. Got a real funky trike over here. And he's got a matching trailer back there in the back. Got a little 32 Ford pickup right here. And I always enjoy seeing this little track T Roadster. I see him about here about every year, and it's got the brass Duval style windshield on it with a Studebaker V8. It's not just rat rods and hot rods you see here. Every once in a while you'll see an original stalker like this old Chevy sedan. Nicely restored car. And I'm going to sneak right over here and take a peek at this C10 over here. Awesome color on this, and it's two-toned. Man, it is insanely detailed. Very, very clean build. Here is a really wild ride, a really wild creation from Ian Russell, or Full Custom Ian on Instagram. And here is the Iron Lung that is always here just about every year. It's a bubble top custom car, and it's built in the style of the old 60s show rods with a ton of flake in that paint. There are a ton of really wild creations here, and this one is somewhat sedate by those standards, but I really like this little Studebaker wagon. This is a 1959, I think. Just basic black suede and just real simple build. Tons of room to throw stuff in the back though and go on a road trip. And I imagine pretty reliable with that small block Chevy engine in it. Well, looks like these guys have got this old Jalopy back together. And I seen it make a pass through earlier, so I imagine it's running. Man, this thing is funky. Got a really kind of a steampunk kind of a vibe going on with it. Apparently this one got sold while at the Redneck Rumble.
Did you get my bag?
And it is a little sketchy. Y'all, I really dig this thing, but I'll be the first to tell you, I'm stumped on this one. I think it's European, but I'm not rightly sure exactly what it is. But I know that you sharp-eyed Hot Rod Dad viewers are going to be able to tell me exactly the make and model and manufacturer of this little car. It is a, I guess what would be considered a four-door sedan by European standards, but they've only got one set of bucket seats back there. Hey y'all, thanks for coming along and checking out more cool stuff from the Redneck Rumble. I will be uploading one more video to this playlist, and that is the trucks of the Redneck Rumble. If you have never been to this show before and would like to go, you're in luck, because the fall Redneck Rumble will be coming up September 15th and 16th. I'll see y'all there, and until then, y'all get out there and build something.